Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Time for another Metal Earth kit. Another one from Fascinations. And I'm going to go back with the Mass Effects kits. This time the SX3 Alliance Fighter. No particular order. This is the next one I've grabbed. Let's open it up and see what it contains.
I had this problem before where it was kind of stuck together. There we go. We have the one sheet of metal parts and the instructions, which is one sheet. These are kind of the older style instructions. They may be a little different now. I've heard that things are slowly changing as they correct errors. I've had these kits for a little while, but not that long. But the front side of these instructions, you have the top corner with the line drawing, a bit of information about insertion holes, tabs, and folds. Needle nose pliers are helpful for assembly. You have your little key or legend here. The blue circle means to fold tabs over, where the green triangle means to twist them. And you'll see these as you go through the instructions. And then we have a map of the parts and the different numbers of them. And these instructions are split up in quarters. So this is the first quarter. And then you move to this one at part 1, 2, 3, and you basically follow the part numbers for the most part and the arrows, and you go down the page, and once you get to the center here, you jump over to the bottom corner. Up here is 11, down here is 12, 13, 14, 15, and continue on. I don't know if this has any duplicate parts in it. And then to this quarter, you have all the way up to part 25. And, well, that's it. There's nothing on the back. So this is not a very complicated set of instructions. Tools that I use. Pliers. Pliers are very good. Long needle nose pliers are excellent for a great many things. Flat nose pliers are great for certain bends. And it's essential to have some sort of clippers to be able to easily and cleanly remove the parts from the sheets. Tweezers are very helpful. They're very small and easy to manage. They're great for holding on to small parts, great for making small bends, great for twisting and bending some of the tabs. I like to have an assortment of different kinds. I have a fairly normal set of tweezers, a thinner set, and a couple of sets with very pointed ends for getting into very small areas. We have the instructions, we have the metal sheet, and we have some tools. Let's get started.
It would be tough to bend pieces 4 and 5 without something long like needle nose pliers to hold on to them. They are so long and thin and would warp very easily.
You left while the candles were burning, and I took a boat to Ibiza, and I couldn't find you for days.
You will want to bend at least one of the end tabs in on part 4 and 5 so that the tabs will line up with the slots. With the base, I pushed against the table to evenly bend over the long sides. Bend up the middle tab on the stand so that it is pointing in the same direction as the other two.
you see, you and me, we can't find no one to repair us. We start the cure.
I twisted the tabs that connect parts 7 and 8 when I should have bent them over to make room for the next part.
You slept next to me like a baby.
Rather than waiting to bend up the center pieces until after I'd attached the base, I decided to tackle it now. There's not much room or much to grab onto, and it was difficult.
Warm inside her arms, and I turned my back on the world. You're not the same boy I remember. You need it like you needed me, but I can't control.
It appears that these little flaps that fold up are not supposed to bend at a complete 90 degrees.
Right till the end, I'm here, girl.
I completely missed folding the back part into place.
Can't change a thing without hurting. We can't give up what we.
These tabs are to be folded over according to the directions, and in the end it would look better, but for now I am twisting them to hold them in place until I can get more of the ship together. Bending the tabs with no other support would be a real challenge. I should not have twisted these tabs. They are supposed to be bent over. I figured that out later when there was a lack of clearance when attaching the larger part to the rest of the ship. I have learned with tiny little parts like 22 and 23 to bend the sides in at just very slightly more than 90 degrees. It helps them to line up with the slots.
My heart still
The sides of 24 do not bend at a complete 90 degrees.
finds repeating the first kind reading from you. I know I'm trying, but am I dying? Or am I flying through you? It's all
I sometimes use my fingernails to bend over tabs. Now that the top part is on, I went back to untwist and bend over the bottom tabs.
The space unending, the worlds all blending, the spiral sending me through. I'm warm in your bright lights, and I'm cool in your dark nights. I'm home and I'm feeling alright. It's all around you, and I found you, and I never return from your arms. It's all around you, and I found you, and I never return from your arms.
This video has been edited down. I have not shown all the different attempts, adjustment, or retries of this build. I also clip out parts where I am studying the directions, searching for and clipping parts, and some repetitive steps. It may make it look like this kit came together easier than it did, but there is a lot of bending and adjusting of parts to make things fit. Work slowly, be patient, and take your time.
Around you, and I found you, and I never returned from your arms. And simply put, as plain as can be, it's you who's lovely, not me. When you're sleeping, you're as peaceful as can be. When you're sleeping, you are kind. I could be someone who lets you sleep all morning. I could be someone who's never
It was at this point that I realized I had missed a step and not folded the back end properly.
hides things that I can't give you.
The SX3 Alliance Fighter. Not a whole lot to the kit. It's just one sheet. Just takes time to put all the little bits and pieces and fold them and put them where they go. It was nice to do something that was one sheet rather than 2 or 3 or 5. So it doesn't take that long. I think maybe an hour and a half. I will say this is an older kit. It's one of the ones that came out when they first started doing this, the different sci-fi stuff, the first Star Wars kits. They did come out with this. They came out with Halo. It's a little bit older. And I feel like it's not as well designed. I don't know if they've updated them. It's possible. I've heard that sometimes things get updated and changed. I have had a kit where I looked at the instructions online and they had changed a few parts. They had combined some things into one so it was less complicated. Don't know if they've done that with this. I feel like the kits that I got, I haven't had them that long, but I feel like they've been sitting on my shelf for a while because each one of these Mass Effect kits I open, I almost have to peel it open and get everything out because it's all stuck together. So this is certainly in the older version. It could have been designed better. Now, I'm not exactly sure how to explain that. It's just the way some of the parts came together and the way some of the things are done. It just doesn't feel up to what I'm accustomed to putting together now. So it needs a little bit of an improvement. But here it is in all of its glory.
finished and put together, ready to go on the shelf. I did have a little bit of issues with twisting some tabs that I should have bent over, and I did my best to go back and fix it. Doesn't look too bad. But as always, if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. Any kits that you'd like to see. There's so many. I wish I could do them all in time. I possibly can, but it takes time. But if there's something in particular that a lot of people are wanting to see, leave it in the comments and I'll work it in. Thank you for watching, and keep on keeping on.